Hello, my friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tiffany, and I'm so happy to have you joining me today for another Sunday reset. In today's video, we are tackling my kitchen. This is my favorite place in my home. It is absolutely the heart of my home. I spend majority of my time here, and it is time to give it a super deep clean. So let's get started. I am on a mission this new year to get my entire house deep cleaned and organized, and I am starting in my kitchen. This is the last step to get my whole space clean and organized, and it's been done now for about a week, and I have to tell you, it's so enjoyable to be in this space, to cook in this space. We held our neighborhood game night on Friday, and all of my friends commented on how beautiful and sparkling the kitchen was, and that was a week later. So it has just made a huge difference, and we're getting started by cleaning my cabinets. So I'm kind of working my way down. I clean my cabinets with OxiClean, powdered OxiClean. I keep this in my laundry room. I also use it on my laundry, but I find that this is a great tool to use for cleaning cabinets. So I'm just using one of the black microfiber cloths I picked up on Amazon, and I'm giving my cabinets just a very quick wipe down. I do this every few months, and it's really, really easy to just keep it clean. And I find that it doesn't take very much time or scrubbing at all. And if I do have a big spill or something gets on my cabinets, I'll clean it as I go. I'll do that as needed, but typically every couple of months, just a good deep wipe down does the job. Now, I'm sure I'm going to get questions about my cabinets and my backsplash. My cabinets are from cabinets.com, and I love them. They are in the Shaker 2 style, and that just means that the shaker design is on the drawers as well. And I am obsessed with these. When Danny and I bought this house a year ago, well, I guess 2 years ago now, we've lived here for a year, but when we were designing our house, we were very, very apprehensive about what we were going to do about cabinets. Everything was so expensive. It was in the height of the pandemic, and everything was ridiculously expensive. There were lumber shortages. Everything that was custom made was well into the 20,000s, and we just knew we could do better. So we found cabinets.com. We worked with a designer. I showed them what I wanted, and they put it together. They told us exactly what we needed, built us a package, and then we just purchased it that way. So we definitely did some upgrades. We did all drawers on the bottom, and I am so thankful we did. I love my drawers more than I can even tell you. We also fully framed out our refrigerator to create a very custom look, and all of that said, it cost us around $15,000 for all of the cabinets. So I think that's a really good price. If you're familiar with how much cabinets cost, you might think that's a good price too, but I am so very happy with them. We went with the color alabaster, so they're painted in the Sherwin-Williams color alabaster. They're just slightly off-white, a little warmer white. I didn't want it to be too stark, and I knew I wanted that beautiful brick backsplash, so I wanted something that was going to be warm and inviting in the space. That was my goal for this house. Nothing cold, nothing cool. Everything warm and inviting, and I think we hit the nail on the head with these cabinets. I also want to talk a little bit about my backsplash. It is real brick. It is from the line Old Mill Brick, and I purchased it at Floor & Decor. However, I do know that they sell it sometimes at Home Depot. We did purchase one box at Home Depot, but we weren't able to find it. Again, it's a very popular brick, so we struggled to find it, but Floor & Decor had plenty. It is also the exact same brick that's on the floor in my laundry room. So I am thrilled with our decision with the backsplash. I don't regret it for a second. I've never ever had problems with staining or, splashing from food. I try to keep my food covered. So if I'm cooking something that has a lot of oil, like bacon or something, I'll try really hard to keep a lid on it to keep it covered. And that seems to do the trick just fine. But I love this brick. We did go with a lighter white grout and we just over grouted. We did a really, big space in between each brick. We over grouted everything, and then he did pull the grout slightly across the brick to give it that German schmear look, and it's perfect. When you touch it, it feels like real brick, so it's definitely got a lot of texture and just brings a ton of warmth and coziness to the kitchen. We also went with black hardware on all of our cabinets. So we've got the black pulls on our drawers, and then we've got the black knobs on the cabinets. These are all from Home Depot, and I love them. They've got a really pretty design. I don't think I've ever shown them up close, but I'll try to remember to do that. But they've got a really, really pretty design. They're very romantic. To me, very antique looking, and nothing too modern. I like everything very traditional. Again, just, lending to that warm and cozy vibe. So that is kind of the gist about our kitchen. What we did over here with our refrigerator was we pulled the cabinets away from the wall so that they were the same depth as the refrigerator versus, flush up against the wall. So that just kind of gave the refrigerator a nice custom look, and I love it. All right, we're going to move into organizing inside the cabinets now. I received this lid organizer from Amazon for Christmas. It was on my list, and I am going to be tackling our Tupperware cabinet. I know it looks like a hot mess. It is. We use all of this Tupperware, you guys, and the only reason there is this much in here right now is because I had just done my refrigerator clean out. So we always save food. We eat leftovers. And so we use all of this Tupperware. I cook all of the time, you guys. I am definitely the kind of person that loves to cook a big meal. I love to overcook so everybody can enjoy it a second time. I will say that I do need to just get rid of all of this and, start fresh and just get a bunch of glass containers. Although the glass containers are bulky and they aren't always easy to stack in the fridge, but they are nicer. But I like having a lot of, utensils or vessels for us to put leftovers, because I do really love to make a really big meal all the time. So I'm just using this organizer to organize my lids. I started in this house by having all of my Tupperware put away with the lid on, and that just did not work because I have too much. So doing it this way, putting them inside of each other, nesting them together, putting the lids in this organizer, this has been a tremendous space saver and frustration saver. It's been easy for Ronan when he puts the dishes away. That's my son, and I'm really happy with this organizer. So we're going to get this cabinet organized so that it's more functional, and then we're going to move on to organizing the rest of the cabinets and drawers. have to be honest with you, I'm still not in love the way that this cabinet turned out, but it definitely is a lot more organized and it feels a little bit more functional. Moving on to the drawers. So I kind of do these drawers in a little bit of a zigzag, don't mind me. And I did have to speed everything up pretty fast, and that's because this video was over 2 hours long in footage. So I had to speed things up. But this drawer is kind of my everything utensil drawer. I've got those 3 white bins. One of them there is like my baking and desserts. The middle one is like my wine corks, my wine openers, my charcuterie board pieces. And then the last one to the right was just extras. This here is my silverware drawer, and it stays pretty organized. I kind of clean this out regularly. I think we've got enough gold flatware now that we can get rid of the silver flatware, but I keep it in there just in case. I'm always afraid we're going to run out. So I keep it in there, but I love this drawer. It always seems so organized to me. This drawer here on the other side of my stove, it might look like a hot mess, but it is organized. I use that drawer all the time. It's got our knives in it and everything. Then our pots and pans were organized, as well as this bottom drawer here that has bakeware. It's got my Dutch oven. It's got my Pyrex bowls for baking and such, but this drawer is also really organized, so those are good. On the other side of my oven, I've got my dishes in the drawer here. This is, again, another reason why I love having drawers. Every space of your cabinet is utilized, and it's easy to get to. So I'm just redistributing weight here. So I've got really heavy plates. These are the Mikasa plates in the design French countryside. I love them. We ordered a second set of 8 for Thanksgiving. So, it's full in there, but I like having them for when we have guests. We host a lot of holidays. We host a lot of events. I do cookie swaps and game nights and, just hangouts with our neighbors. So I like having a lot of stuff. That bottom drawer there is like my baking items, my mixing bowls. I use this stuff in there every single day. This drawer is also pretty organized. It's just got more of my serving bowls, serving dishes. And then down on the bottom, this has more baking items, my immersion blender, my hand mixer, my large colander. And, again, it's kind of messy, but I literally use all of these things when I cook. Like, I cook so much that I have to have all of this stuff because I use it. I use everything. This drawer here has extra pots and pans, so it's got, I know that seems ridiculous to have extras, but again, when, it's a holiday or when I'm doing a ton of cooking, I utilize these, and especially the little saucepans. My kids will use those for boxed mac and cheese. I've got my wok in there. I've got miniature cast iron skillets for like cookies in a pan. Tons of stuff that I use. And then this bottom drawer here is all of my baking. So my pie molds, my bundt cake, my turntable, my muffin tins, all that stuff. Here in this drawer, this one gets used every single day and gets really messy. This has my cutting boards as well as my hot plates, and now it's also holding the air fryer liners that I just recently purchased. So just trying to get that a little bit organized. It also has my apron, like a whole bunch of random stuff, but literally things that I use every single day. So just fixing this up. I just needed to fix the liner. It had gotten a little bit curled up there, as you can see. But I just needed it to be a little bit more functional and, less messy. But I have to organize this literally every single day. It just gets so, messy. I also have those little hexagon charcuterie boards there. I thought I was going to keep them in this drawer. I think I end up moving them. I'm not 100% sure. They might stay here, but those are, for when I host and I have things on display. I like to use my island as a buffet, and I use a ton of serving plates and dishes. I love having serving plates and dishes. The middle drawer here has my Pyrex and a casserole dish, and then this bottom drawer, which is also a hot mess, is almost like a prop space / serving dishes. So The middle drawer on the right, that was closer to the pantry door, that one has all my serving bowls. This one has my serving dishes, so flatware, plus like 2 casserole dishes. It also has my other plates that I use for like cook with me videos or for, serving. So this one gets a little bit messy, but I do use all of these things very, very regularly, and I just try to organize them the best that I can. It's not always going to look the prettiest. That's okay. Next up is my mug cabinet. Okay, so your girl's got a little bit of a problem when it comes to mugs. A cute mug will always steal my heart no matter what. So this gets a little bit overwhelming, but I am sentimentally attached to all of these mugs for one reason or another. So we're not here to get rid of any. We're just here to organize them a little better. So it's going to take a lot of work, but we're going to get there. The top shelf is all just for Christmas mugs. I think I did maybe put a fall mug or two up there for space, but just want to get it organized. I do really love all of these mugs. They're not all mine. My daughter's got a couple in here as well. But, we're just going to try to get them into a more organized and functional, plan. I don't know. I love mugs. Do you guys love mugs? I love them for the seasons. I love them for what they say on them. They're an encouraging word in the morning or a funny little laugh. And my father-in-law once gave me one that says, there might be tequila in this cup. And I just thought it was so funny, and I love mugs. So if you know me and you ever need a good gift for me, a plant or a mug is always a win. And again, it's not perfect, but it's definitely better. And like I said, I am emotionally attached to all of these mugs, and I'm just happy that they're all here and they all fit. We were able to make it work. The space above my refrigerator is also organized. It's where I keep my recipe books, vases, and Danny has his water cup up there because he knows if it's on the counter, I'll put it in the dishwasher. This pantry space on the other side of my refrigerator also stays pretty organized. It's got on the top my hand soaps, it's got my wax melts, all my cupcake design items, and then I've got my canned goods. I've got, bulk items in here. My kiddos have like their plastic plates and such, and then the bottom is where we keep our water bottles. And like I said, that stays really organized, so that's pretty good. Now I'm just going to take a minute to wipe down all of the glass in the kitchen. So we've got this hutch cabinet here in the kitchen. I love this cabinet. Danny actually was the one that came up with the idea of having this here, and I am obsessed with it. Originally, we wanted it to kind of bump out about, a half a, like 3 or 4 inches or so, like just to have it have a little extra eye pull. However, that was going to be a lot of extra money, and it wasn't going to work for the crown molding across the top because we were doing our cabinets all the way to the ceiling. So that was fine. We kind of forfeited that design idea, but that's okay. The other thing I really wanted was a clear or glass pantry door. I know there are a lot of people that are like, what? You have to keep your pantry clean, but honestly, it's dark in there. So if, it's not clean and organized, that's okay. Right now it is, and we're doing a really good job of keeping it that way. I think we've got a really, really good system in there that's easy to keep clean, but this door is from Home Depot. It was, I want to say, less than $200, and I painted it in the color tricorn black, and I love this door. I think it's so beautiful. Okay, now we're going to do the oven. So I'm getting the stove in general. I'm starting out by spraying a little bit of Easy Off in here. It really wasn't terrible. I had steam cleaned it with a hand steamer right before Thanksgiving, but it really needed a good scrub again. So it was a cold oven, so I just sprayed some Easy Off in there. We're going to let that sit for about 20 minutes. I'm also going to soak the grates on my stove. They needed it. I hadn't done this since we moved in, so they'd gotten, beat up over the year. Like I said, I cook a ton, so they definitely get a lot of use. I put down a towel at the bottom of my Farmhouse sink, and I'm just soaking them in really hot water and dish soap, and that does the job. I'm going to work on the top of my stove now. I just used the Method degreaser, and I'm just wiping it down. I do this regularly, so it really wasn't bad at all. It just needed to be, freshened up. And like I said before, I did have to speed this video up a lot in order to get it down to a reasonable time. So I apologize if it feels rushed. Definitely didn't feel that way when I was doing it. This took me about 4 hours to fully deep clean my kitchen, and there was full life happening around me. My kiddos had their neighbor friends over. Like, my house is always bustling, but I love it. So the TV was on. I just had my headphones in and worked away while my house bustled around me. That's kind of how it works. I'm using the Wyman stainless steel cleaner to clean all these other parts of my oven, and one of those black microfiber cloths from Amazon. I do have these linked in my Amazon storefront. I love these microfiber cloths for everything. They're excellent for polishing your dishes after you wash them. I use them on my countertops, on my stainless steel. Like, they are on the wall. They're perfect for everything, and I love them. I cannot recommend these enough. So if you're in need of some microfiber cloths, check those out. Like I said, they're linked in my Amazon storefront. It's down in the description box. But we're just going to take a second to polish the rest of these items. And ever since I learned that you can take these handles off, it makes cleaning the oven so much easier. All right, so for the inside, I'm just using some steel wool and some rubber gloves to scrub. Everything was coming off really easily. These ovens nowadays are really easy to clean. They're almost like non-stick. But I don't like to use the self-cleaning option on my stove. And that's because one time I did it, I watched the entire inside of my oven catch on fire, and it scared the living crap out of me. I couldn't stop it. It was horrifying. So yeah, I don't do that anymore. I just do the good old fashioned elbow grease, but it was so dirty. Look at that. It's amazing how much comes off. And I'm so thankful that I finally did this. I have needed to for a while. I've been putting it off, but I'm glad I did it. And the oven looks brand new. Now that the inside of the stove is done, it's time to finish up the outside of the stove, and that is these grates. So I'm just using that metal, the metal wire scrub brush, or I can't think of the word I'm using. The steel, there it is, the steel wool sponge. Oh my gosh, you guys. I have not enjoyed my coffee enough yet this morning, but I was just using that to scrub things down, and then I felt like it wasn't doing that great of a job. So then I grabbed an SOS pad, and I don't really use SOS pads very often, but I felt like this was doing a really great job. So I actually grabbed that grate that I already did and I re-scrubbed it, but I was making sure that I was keeping everything on top of that towel that was at the bottom of my sink so that I wasn't scratching my sink up. I have seen this done in so many different ways. I've seen people soak it in their bathtubs. I've seen people use like vinegar and baking soda, whatever, works for you. If you guys have a tried and true that you think does an excellent job and makes your grates look brand new, please let me know. I would love to know, because I definitely don't feel like this made them super clean, but it got off all the dirt and grime. But I don't think it was like perfect. I don't know. I also feel like, should I be conditioning these like I do my cast iron skillet? Like, should I be wiping these down with oil and conditioning them? I don't know. Tell me what you guys do, because I want to keep them in good shape, but I feel like I'm not really sure how to do that. So tell me your tips and tricks down below. I have the hardest time putting these round pieces back on the stove when I wipe them down. I don't know what it is. I struggle to put them back on. I struggle to figure out which burner they go on. I don't know, but these little caps always get me. So you're going to see me struggle to put these back on. Once they're back on, we're going to put the grates back on, and I just am so happy to have the oven and the stove clean. I baked something at high temperature the other day. I cooked with my broiler, and I was prepared for my fire alarm to go off, and it did not. And I attribute that to the fact that I scrubbed everything down and there was nothing in the oven to catch on fire or to smoke, and it made a big, big difference. So I'm really glad I finally tackled this chore. While I have the stainless steel cleaner out, I'm going to go ahead and take a second to clean my refrigerator. This is something I have to do every week, sometimes multiple times a week. I don't know what my kids do when they go in to get anything out of the refrigerator. It's literally like they lick their hands and stick it to the fridge. I swear, everything is stuck on there. It's like more than just fingerprints, but I have 5 kids. My oldest is about to be 16. My youngest is 7. They're still babies. I get it, but I seriously don't know what they do to this thing sometimes. One thing I wanted to do that I didn't do because I didn't go get them was change the filters in my refrigerator. You'll see that like blinking light on my fridge, and that's telling me it's time to change the filters. I just didn't get a chance to go get them. So I have since ordered them on Amazon. They should be here any day, and I got to get those switched up. Definitely time. I have to change my filters regularly because we've got such terribly hard water, but that's okay. I'm willing to do it, to have filtered water. I use the filtered water in my coffee, in my water cup every day, in my cat's water dish, my dog's water dish, like everything. So now I'm going to take a second to get all of the dishwasher items put away, and then we are going to do a deep clean of the inside of the dishwasher as well as the outside of the dishwasher. I picked up these cleaning tabs by Finish from Walmart, and it has 3 tabs in there saying you use 1 per week for 3 weeks. So we're going to give it a shot. I'm first pulling out this disposal piece down at the bottom. It's like your food catcher. It gets really bad. My teenage son does the dishes every night, and sometimes he gets a little lazy. He doesn't always clean everything off as good as he should. So there's lots of pasta down there, lettuce from salads, that kind of thing. So I try to take this out at least once a month and give it a good clean out unless I see that there's more stuff down there. This had like peas and carrots and corn and pasta and all kinds of stuff. But I just wipe it down and rinse it out. It takes just a minute, no big deal. I pop it back in, and then those Finish tabs have you put them down at the bottom of your dishwasher, and then you run it at the hottest cycle. So that's what I did. Now I'm going to give it a quick wipe down with the Wyman stainless steel cleaner again, which I ended up wiping down like polishing the outside of my sink. Sorry, I could not think of that word. And also just wiping down the cabinets over here because I realized I didn't do that when I was cleaning the rest of the cabinets. I wipe down the one where my trash goes all the time because it gets dirty, but it definitely needed a little wipe down. I'm going to take a second now to clean out the sink. I use the Barkeeper's Friend to clean my sink. This does an excellent job of getting rid of scuffs and any black marks in here, keeps it nice and white. So I'm going to give that a quick little scrub. As you can see, I've got the overhead lights on now because the sun was starting to go down. That's how long I'd been cleaning this kitchen, you guys. It was crazy. We're getting close to being finished. I was ready to work on the countertops, so I removed everything from the countertops, wiped them down really good, and then I also wiped all of the items on the counter down, so my canisters, all that good stuff. This is a really good view of my backsplash up close, so as you can see, it's got that really big grout with the slight over grouting. It's also got the grout, going across the brick. It's really beautiful. If you are considering doing a brick backsplash, do it. You will not regret it. I promise you. Don't judge it until you have your grout in. I remember when I first saw this without the grout, I started to panic. It felt really dark. But then I came back the next day, the grout was in, and I was like, oh, I'm so thankful I did this. It's beautiful. I'm so happy with it. I know I'm going to get questions about those canisters. Those are from Hobby Lobby. I have not seen them again. They're from several years ago. They're absolutely beautiful. If I ever see them again, I will let you know. But I haven't seen them back in years. Here on this other side, I do have that seagrass tray that I keep on this side, the water hyacinth tray, I'm sorry. And inside of there, I've got this crock with my wooden utensils that I do use. I also have this rubber plant, and this is also where I keep my olive oil and my butter crock. So just going to refill my olive oil real quickly, and I like having it in this easy to pour item. I got this just at Home Goods. You know, it was easy to find. I wish I had a bigger one. I also keep measuring cups out that I use every single day, and this is my butter crock that I just washed. You just didn't see me do it, but you put a little bit of water at the bottom, you put your butter in there, and it keeps your butter soft. It's great. That cutting board I got at a antique shop here in town, and that crock there is from Target, I believe. And I also have this cute little wooden pedestal that I picked up at a local Maker's Mart, and I've got my salt there on top. Just giving my plants a quick little water, and then we're going to move to the other side. I had recently just moved this tray. That's why I'm not moving it again. I literally did it like 2 days before. So I'm just going to give everything else a quick little wipe down, make sure that it's not dusty, and then we'll put it back. I love this little area over here. Wiping down my air fryer. We use this bad boy every day. Another good investment that I'm so thankful I purchased. I knew we were going to use it a ton. I didn't realize we were going to use it as much as we do. It's really taken the place of my microwave now. It's incredible. I think the only thing I do in the microwave now is heat up my coffee or my dog's food. So I love the air fryer. That copper bowl I got for Christmas. This cute little stand is from Hobby Lobby. And so is that other one there is another butter crock, that gold item. That doesn't have anything in it now, but I did get it for Thanksgiving so we could have multiple butters on the table. I moved my dough bowl now, and I'm just cleaning underneath, giving everything a good wipe down, and I was feeling so good. I was so motivated because we were so close to the end, and again, I'm so thankful I tackled this big chore. Before I wipe down the island, I wanted to give my pendant lights here a quick little dust. These are from Amazon. I love my pendant lights. They do get a little bright at night when they're on, but I just think they're beautiful. I love that they're clear so it doesn't obstruct your view of my kitchen. And I don't regret that purchase at all. I know they're glass, they collect dust. I don't even care. You only notice the dust when the lights are on. They're just beautiful. So last thing on my list today is wiping down these seats and the big island, and then we are done. Danny just realized the camera was on, backing his way up out of my shot. The only thing I didn't do in today's video was mop the floor, and that's because Danny does the mopping for me. We mopped the whole floor the next day, but it needed a good cleaning. I also ran my robot vac that night, so anything that I pushed onto the floor got vacuumed up in the robot vacuum. So my kitchen sink is from Wayfair. My Farmhouse sink is from Wayfair. My faucet is from Amazon. It is in a oil rubbed bronze. So it looks like it's fully black. It's not. It's oil rubbed bronze. It's absolutely beautiful. I love it. I love my faucet. It is also linked in my Amazon storefront. It was very, very affordable, but I love it. So that brings us to the end of this video, my friends. I went and took a bath and crashed so hard that night. I hope you enjoyed this video and got the motivation to get your kitchen deeply scrubbed. If you enjoyed it, I'd love to have you come back for more. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, my friends.